Rome had a secret, and the cameras caught it. Foro Italico, May 11, 2026. The Italian Open was heating up, but the real drama wasn't on the main court. It was happening somewhere no one was supposed to notice. Eala and Aryna Sabalenka never played each other in Rome. Different draws, different paths, but the cameras found a moment anyway, and once it hit social media, the tennis world lost its mind. Here's what happened. Sabalenka had just wrapped up practice. World number 1, defending champion. 3 titles already this season. The woman was unstoppable. She just dismantled Krejcikova 6-2, 6-3 like it was nothing. She was walking off, relaxed, unbothered. Then she stopped. Philippine flags everywhere, the crowd chanting, Laban Alex, and in the middle of it all, a 20-year-old from Manila locked in, preparing for the biggest match of her clay season against world number 2 Eala Aryna. Sabalenka didn't walk away. She watched, not casually, not briefly. She studied Eala, her footwork, her movement, her confidence. No smile, no reaction, just cold, quiet observation. And the cameras caught every second of it. That one look, it broke the internet. Because that expression on Sabalenka's face wasn't dismissal, it wasn't admiration either. It was something far more interesting, recognition. So what exactly did the world number 1 see in Eala that day? The photographer almost deleted it. Just another player watching another player. Happens every tournament. No big deal. But the moment it hit social media, everything changed. Within hours, 30 million views. Instagram, X, TikTok, all on fire, one photo, one look, and the tennis world couldn't stop talking. The image was simple, Sabalenka at the edge of the practice court, arms crossed, face unreadable, Eala in the background, mid-swing, locked in, Philippine flags waving behind her. That's it, that's all it was. But the comments, absolute chaos. She's not watching, she's studying, she's scared. Scared. She's world number 1. Eala is ranked 38th. Rankings don't matter. Look at that crowd. That's not a player, that's a movement. And just like that, it exploded beyond tennis. Mainstream outlets ran headlines. Is Sabalenka worried about Eala? Sports channels debated it. Fans from the Philippines flooded every comment section. Some people tried to calm it down. You're reading too much into a photo, she's just watching. But here's the thing, nobody believed that, because that expression on Sabalenka's face told a different story. Arms crossed, eyes locked, standing still when she could have just walked away. The queen wasn't just watching the princess warm up, she was taking notes, and that changes everything. She's just watching tennis. Players do that all the time. Sure, except, has anyone ever seen Sabalenka look at Swiatek like that? At golf? At Rybakina? No, never. And fans noticed, because this look was different, this wasn't casual, this was recognition. Then more footage surfaced, and it added fuel to the fire. Mid-match, Sabalenka was caught snapping at her coaching team. What are you showing me? Frustrated, rattled, off her timing. Fans immediately connected the dots. She wasn't just frustrated with herself, she could see something coming, a shift, a new energy taking over the sport, and she couldn't stop it. She's not stupid, one fan wrote. She sees the flags, she hears the chants, she knows women's tennis is changing. But then, everything flipped. Because what Sabalenka did next, nobody saw it coming. After the tournament, she jumped on social media, not to defend herself, not to address the drama, but to comment on a post by 18-year-old Iva Jovic, who had trained with both Sabalenka and Eala in Rome. Fire emoji, heart clapping hands. Love this, Eala responded too, leaving her own warm message. And then Sabalenka replied to Eala's comment with just 4 words. Queen behavior. The internet stopped. The same woman photographed coldly studying Eala was now publicly crowning her. 10 million screenshots later, nobody knew what to think. So which version of Sabalenka is the real one? Sabalenka saw Eala's comment on Jovic's post and did something nobody expected. She replied. 2 words and a crown emoji. Queen behavior. That's it. That's all she wrote. And the internet completely lost it. Because for days, everyone was convinced Sabalenka was threatened. The viral photo of her watching Eala? Fans analyzed every single frame, her expression, her eyes, her body language. The whole jealous champion story was already written. Then she blew it up herself. No press conference, no statement. Just a crown emoji on social media. And suddenly the villain became the hype woman in 24 hours, just like that. That's not what an insecure champion does. That's what a secure one does. Iconic? Honestly, yeah. That's the most unexpected plot twist of the entire Italian Open. 500,000 likes in hours, just from 2 words and a crown emoji. Fans who were ready to make Sabalenka the villain, they stopped, they paused, they reconsidered. Because Queen behavior said more about Sabalenka than any interview ever could. She wasn't scared of Eala. She wasn't threatened. She saw her. And here's why that matters. Sabalenka didn't reach number 1 easily. She fought for every single point. Doubted, criticized, underestimated, she heard it all. She knows exactly how it feels to prove people wrong. So when she looks at Eala, she doesn't see competition. She sees herself. A few years earlier, a fighter, a grinder. Someone who refuses to be ignored. She'd actually said it already, quietly after one of her own matches earlier this season. She's going to be a problem, not now, soon. She's got the game, she's got the crowd, she's got the heart. Nobody really paid attention then, but after that crown emoji, suddenly everyone went back and found those words, and they hit completely different. People wanted drama, they built the story, rival versus champion, challenger versus queen. But Sabalenka flipped it completely. Because she's been Eala, she knows that road. The doubt, the grind, the proving yourself in every single match. She didn't see a threat across the net, she saw a reflection. And once fans actually stopped and looked, the signs were always there. Sabalenka had praised Eala before. The fighting spirit, the crowd connection, the refusal to go down without a war. The crown emoji wasn't random. It was the latest chapter in a story that had been building quietly. Then it exploded. Screenshots everywhere, every platform, every tennis fan account. This is the energy women's tennis needs. Champions lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. That's class. The world number 1 just called Eala a queen. This is not a drill. And in the Philippines, it wasn't just trending, it was historic. Headlines ran across every major outlet. Sabalenka calls Eala queen behavior. World number 1 endorses Filipina star. For a country that had watched Eala climb from junior champion to Grand Slam competitor, this moment meant everything. 2 words, 1 crown emoji, and an entire nation felt it. And it wasn't just fans. Tennis journalists, players, everyone jumped in. This is what a healthy rivalry looks like, real respect, no manufactured drama. Then the players started responding. Coco Gauff, love to see it, crowned. Naomi Osaka, this is the energy, we rise by lifting others. And then Iga Swiatek, the woman who battles Sabalenka for the number 1 ranking. 1 word, respect. The whole tennis world stopped for a second. Because this wasn't just a top player complimenting a rising star. That happens all the time. This was different. For days, the internet had been building a story. Tension, jealousy, a threatened champion watching her replacement warm up, and Sabalenka walked into that story and burned it down. With 2 words and a crown emoji. Not good luck, not great match. Queen behavior. That's not a compliment. That's a coronation. Sabalenka wasn't saying Eala was coming for her throne. She was saying the sport is big enough for more than 1 queen. And in that 1 comment, she said everything. So here's where we actually are. Sabalenka and Eala have never played each other, not once. No official WTA match, no trophy on the line. They've shared practice courts, crossed paths at events, exchanged words in hallways, but never across the net when it actually matters. Not yet. Eala is ranked 38, Sabalenka is number 1, and the French Open draw, it could put them in the same quarter. Think about that match for a second. Eala's crowd energy against Sabalenka's raw power. 2 completely different styles, 2 completely different stories, everything that makes tennis must-watch television in 1 match. It would be good for tennis, one analyst said. And honestly, that's an understatement. But here's what makes it different from every other big match. This won't be enemies on a court. This will be 2 fighters who already know what the other is made of. Two players who've already shown each other respect before the battle even starts. Sabalenka said it herself. She's going to be a problem. Then she called her queen. So when that match finally happens, and it will happen, the question isn't who wins. The question is, are you ready to watch? When Sabalenka and Eala finally stand across the net from each other, will anyone remember the drama, the speculation, the manufactured rivalry, or will they remember the crown emoji? Two words that said more than months of headlines ever could. Here's the full story one more time. Italian Open, practice court. Sabalenka standing at the edge, watching Eala warm up before her match against Rybakina. The photos went viral instantly. Fans lost their minds. Every frame analyzed. Every expression debated. Cold. Calculating? Threatened. The jealous champion story wrote itself. And then Sabalenka ended it herself. One comment. On Iva Jovic's post, replying to Eala directly. Queen behavior. 500,000 likes. Hours. Done. This was the same woman who had already said quietly. She's going to be a problem. She's got the game. She's got the crowd. She's got the heart. Nobody listened then. They're listening now. Because this moment became something bigger than social media. It became proof that two competitors can see each other clearly and still choose respect over rivalry. They haven't played each other yet, but when they do, the whole world will be watching. If this story gave you chills even a little, drop a comment below and let us know what you think happens when these two finally meet on the big stage. And if you're new here, subscribe to Court Legacy. We tell the